A very good afternoon, everybody. Today's video is going to be for the OET candidates, and the objective of this video is to explain how to solve the reading part C, which is one of the most challenging sections of the OET. So let's begin. Okay, so here, as we can see on the screen, it's this part C. Part C, they're going to be questions 7 to 22, right? So till part B finishes at question number 6 and then starts 7 to 22. So there's going to be a total of 16 questions and there'll be two texts. The text number 1 with 8 questions, as you can see, and then text number 2, again followed with 8 questions. Now, the way in part B there was used to be 3 options, in this you'll be getting 4 options. Secondly, these will be very long texts. Unlike part B, in which there is only one text, these will be very long texts. So here, my approach is going to be first go to the question and then find out which text it's talking about. Like for example, in this, the first question, you see this is the first part, the text here. The writer suggests that the potential for harm for asbestos is increased by. So here we can like for example, you see here talking about harm from asbestos. So this is going to be in the first paragraph. Secondly, ubiquitous. It says in paragraph 1 here, case study of 67-year-old man. So this 67-year-old man is going to be the keyword. You will be finding which paragraph it is on based on the information here. For example, here third paragraph or paragraph 1 or 67-year-old man or fourth paragraph or here component of patient management. So the idea is to first read that question and the options rather than first reading the whole text and then coming back to the option. That will kill your time. Idea is to do each question in 1.5 to 2 minutes. So this is going to be an explanation video anyway. So let's see. The writer suggests that the potential for harm for asbestosis is increased by first change in the method of manufacture. So first is about change in method. Second, way it reacts with other substances. So first is about change in manufacturing. Second is about reaction with other substances. Third is fact that it is used so extensively. So third is about usage. It's widely used, widely, or is it not widely used? Depends on that. Or fourth is the presence in recently constructed buildings. So first is about change in method. Second is about reaction with other substances. Third is about that is being used extensively. Fourth is about presence in recently constructed buildings. So yeah, fourth is about presence in building. So let's go to the first part. Okay, here. Asbestosis is a naturally occurring mineral that has been linked to human lung disease. It has been used in a huge number of products due to its high tensile strength. So here we have an indication that says that it has been used in a huge number of products. So here this gives us an idea that it might be about extensively used here. Here, Doctor, can you see this huge number of products? Yeah, a huge number of products, right? So it means widely used. It's high. Okay, it has been used in its high tensile strength, relative resistance to acid and temperature, and its varying structures and degrees of flexibility. Does not evaporate, dissolve, burn, or undergo significant reaction with other chemicals. So here it says it does not evaporate. Okay, with other chemicals. So now coming to this, the way it reacts with other substances. So this option will go anyway, right? Way it reacts without other substances. This option will not be there. Why? It says it does. Okay, it does not evaporate, burn, or undergo signal reaction. Now, because of the widespread use of asbestos, its fibers are ubiquitous in the environment. So, because of the widespread use, it's used at a lot of places. Its fibers are ubiquitous in the environment. Ubiquitous means it's widely available. It's like it's everywhere. That's what it means. So here, this is a synonym. This it's been underlined also. This is giving an indication because of the widespread use. So this is giving the reason. See, because of the widespread use. So this is giving us the reason. Building insulation material manufactured in 1975 should no longer contain asbestos. However, products made or stockpiled before the time remaining in many homes, indoor air may become contaminated with fibers released from building material, especially if they are damaged or crumbling. So, out of these four options, change in method of, did it mention about any change in the method? Did it mention any change in the method of manufacturing? Doctor, did it mention any change in the method of manufacturing or no? Did it mention anything about change of manufacturing anywhere? No, right? Okay, so we can strike that option out. It did not mention out any change in manufacturing. The way it reacts with other substances. Okay, way of reaction other sub. It's mentioned that it reacts. Okay, it does not dissolve. So it says it does not evaporate, dissolve, burn, or undergo. So this option is not, also not there, right? Because it does not react. Okay, so that option is also gone. Very good. Coming to the third one, fact that it is used to extensively. Now we're talking, as you can see, because of widespread use of asbestos, its fibers are ubiquitous in the environment. You see, because of the widespread use of asbestos, its fibers are ubiquitous. So this is the reason. This is the reason right here. Okay. So most probably that's the answer, but still consider the last one. It's present in recently constructed buildings. So we're talking about potential harm, an increase of potential harm, right? Let's see the presence in recently constructed buildings or no. Indoor air may become contaminated with fibers released from building materials, especially if they're damaged or crumbling. Okay, so here that's mentioned, but it does not say that that is the reason for the increased harm, isn't it? You just say yes, this may contain fibers released from building material, if, especially if they're damaged or crumbling. But is that the reason? Is that the reason? No. What is the reason? Right, as a potential harm is increased by the fact that it is used too extensively. Why? Because here we can see the reason. Because of widespread use of asbestos, its fibers are this is the one number. Second, another reason, it has been used in a huge number of products, but here it is not related to the answer, because it is saying something. It is saying that it has been used highly due to its, these are the qualities of asbestos, right? These are the quality. We know it has been widely used, but high number of products, but this is talking about the quality. It is not giving the reason. This sentence is giving us the reason, you see. Yeah. Okay, it's clear. Is that clear? Okay, that's like, go to the next one. The word ubiquitous in paragraph 1 suggests that asbestos fibers, so again same word which is underlined, right? Word in paragraph 1 suggests asbestos fibers can be found everywhere, may last for a long time, have an unchanging nature, or are a natural substance, right? So can be found, I think it's going to be can be found everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
Because here, see here in this one, you see here we did not have to think much, because the way when we're answering the first question, we already know here because of widespread use of asbestos. See, so it's found everywhere, everywhere, right? Widely used, and here also it has been used in huge number of products. So the answer is nothing but uh, A, can be found everywhere. It does not mention about long time lasting or having an unchanging nature or natural substance. None of these are correct, right? Did it say it's a natural substance? No. Did it say it does not change? The nature doesn't change? Yes, it said, but when he said ubiquitous, it did not mean that they have an unchanging nature. It said that it does not react to other chemicals, right? It said it does not react with other substances here, right? It does not react, it doesn't evaporate, dissolve and all, but it is not related to ubiquitous. Ubiquitous is related here because of the widespread use, yeah. And of course it is not may last for a long time. It is not mentioned that ubiquitous related to this, right? Let's go to the next one. Case study of the 67-year-old man is given to show that. So there's a case study which has been given of a 67-year-old man. So what is the reason behind that? Is it because is it given to show that smoking is unrelated to a diagnosis of asbestosis? Second, doctors should be able to diagnose asbestos earlier. So first is about smoking is unrelated to diagnosis of asbestosis. Okay. So first is about smoking being unrelated. That is the first option. Second is doctors should be able to diagnose asbestosis earlier. So second is about doctors being able to to diagnose earlier. Third is time from exposure to disease may cause delayed diagnosis. So third is about the time from exposure. So third is about the timing from the day it started exposure to asbestosis that may cause delayed diagnosis. Okay. Third is about patients must provide full employment history to their doctors. Okay. This is about employment history. Okay. So far it is smoking unrelated. Second is doctor should be able to diagnose earlier. Third is about time of exposure to disease may cause delayed diagnosis. Means depending on the time, maybe it is going for long time and it is not showing up. Yeah. Then patient must, it's third, fourth is about employment details, employment history details. Okay, so let's read the what is the case study says. 67-year-old man. Yeah. Here, so here we can say 67-year-old man. So we're going to be going for the para number 2. Okay. One of the three types of asbestosis related disease is asbestos related disease is asbestosis, a process of lung tissue scarring caused by asbestosis fiber. Symptoms of asbestosis usually include slowly progressing shortness of breath and cough, often 20 to 40 years after exposure. You see this progression, shortness of breath, 20 to 40 years after exposure. This is a very important point. 20 to 40 years after exposure. See this? Time from exposure to disease may cause delayed diagnosis. I have a feeling it is related to this. Yeah, but let's read further. You see, it means it is slowly progressing, and it means the person might not know that they have it. Breathlessness advances. Advances means it keeps increasing throughout the disease, even without further asbestosis inhalation. Means suppose they worked in a factory for 5 years. After that, they are not having, they didn't work there. But breathlessness advances, it keeps advancing even if they stop that job. Yeah. This fact is highlighted in the case of 67-year-old retired plumber. He was on Ramipril to treat his hypertension and developed a persistent dry cough. Okay, which is doctor presumed to be an ACE inhibitor induced cough. Okay, so this is actual option about the doctor. The second point, right? A doctor should have been able to detect it earlier. Okay, which his doctor presumed to be an ACE inhibitor induced cough. So he had persistent dry cough. The Ramipril was changed to losartan. Okay, change in medication.
Medication.
Yeah. The patient had never smoked and did not have a history of asthma or COPD. So the patient had not smoked. Smoke is unrelated. Okay. But we have to see why this case study has been given. Okay. See, this is mentioned as a part of the paragraph. Our our answer is what is the reason to show, like why did they want to show this case study, right? So this is just one point. Okay, this is just one point. Is it all talking about smoking everywhere? No, it is
No.
not talking about it. We will read the case study. We'll come to know what is the main story. Okay, so uh, the patient had never smoked and did not have a history of asthma or COPD. His cough worsened and he complained of breathlessness or exertion. So it worsened. Okay. In view of this history and the fact that he was a non-smoker, he was referred for chest X-ray and to the local respiratory physician. His doctor was surprised to learn that the patient had asbestosis diagnosed by a high-resolution CT scan. So his doctor was surprised. Okay, to learn that patient has diagnosed by a high resolution, only by a high resolution CT scan they could know. The patient then began legal proceedings to claim compensation as he had worked in a dockyard 25 years previously, during which time he was exposed to asbestosis. So you see, what is the crucial part here? Doctor, go through it and tell me what is this crucial part here. What are
Patient
you
then began.
what are you focusing on here? In this sentence, what is the
Yeah,
main point?
main point where the patient realized the disease after long time.
Long time, right? See, he worked 25 years ago,
Mm.
correct? And second thing is slowly
Mm.
includes slowly progressing shortness of breath,
Progressives.
often 20 to 40 years after
Okay.
exposure. Okay. So overall, what they are saying is overall, okay, we read this case study, right?
Yes.
Overall, why did they mention case study? Did they mention to say only one point about smoking? Is
No.
that everything? No, right? Okay. Is it about doctors should be able to diagnose earlier? Is it about that? It is about, is it about doctors should be able to diagnose earlier? Is it about that? Or is it about the time from exposure to disease may cause delayed diagnosis? Time from exposure, it means 25 years ago, right? 25 years ago. And then 20 to 40 years, you see? Yeah, 20 to 40 years.
20 to 40 years after exposure.
After exposure, don't you
Exposure.
think don't you think it is related to this time from exposure to disease may cause delayed
Cause
diagnosis?
delay diagnosis.
Yes. Okay, and the
Yes.
last one, patient must provide
Patient must.
employment history. Is it related? Is the case study about employment history that they should provide? Is it not about is it about that or no?
No.
No. Okay, so out of these four options, which are the two which you can eliminate straight away? First two. A.
Smoking. Smoking.
Which one you want to remove first of all? A
A.
and other one?
B also.
B also. Okay, very good. And then next is D. D also remove it because D is also not related. Yeah. The answer is C.
Same.
Clear? Got it? Okay. So now let's go to the it's a in the third paragraph, writer highlights the disagreement about. So this is about a disagreement about something. Yeah. So first, the relative safety of the two types of asbestos fibers. So, okay, this is about a disagreement, yeah? Disagreement. And we have to go straight away to the third paragraph. The relative safety of the two types of asbestos fibers means how safe they are. Second, impact of type of fibers on disease development. So, second is impact of type of fibers. Okay. Third, result of studies into the level of risk of fiber types. So, result of studies into the levels of risk of fiber types. Yeah. So first is relative safety. Second is impact of type of fibers on disease development. Yeah. Third is result of studies into level of risk of fiber types. Fourth, degree of contact with asbestosis fibers considered harmful.
Okay.
Okay. So it means how much contact
fibers.
considered harmful. And here it's not about agreement, it's about disagreement.
Disagreement.
Okay, it's not about agreement, please. Okay,
Mm.
one more thing, doctor, we have to be very sure we read the question carefully, because in our mind, if we are going about agreement, this answer will be for sure wrong. Okay, we have to make sure this is a disagreement. It is about contrasting this answer. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the third paragraph. You see here it is very clearly mentioned. First was this, second was ubiquitous, third was about this case study. So you don't have to read this first. You can go to the question first, right? So here it's third paragraph, 1, 2, and 3. Third paragraph. there are two there are two major groups of asbestos fibers: the amphiphobole and chrysotile fiber. The amphiboles are much more likely to cause cancer of the lining of the lung, okay,
Mesothelioma.
mesothelioma, and scarring of the lining of the lung, pleural fibrosis. Either group of the fibers can cause disease of the lung, such as okay, fine. So any of them can cause disease, right? Any of them, okay. Uh, Risk of developing asbestos-related lung cancer varies between fiber types, okay. Means different risk.
Different.
Okay, studies of group of patients exposed to crystalline fiber show only a moderate increase in risk. Okay. On the other hand, exposed to, so here, crystalline fiber show only moderate risk. Yeah, not too much. Crystalline
Mm.
fiber only moderate. On the other hand, exposure to amphibole fiber or both type of fiber, both or to both of these increase the risk of lung cancer twofold.
Too
So
far.
which one is more dangerous? Amphibole is more dangerous. Yeah.
Amplifiers.
Okay, it means it's double dangerous, twofold. Although, now see, although means a contrast is going to come in. Remember, although, however, moreover,
Mm.
although is a contrast, and there's no comma after this. As you see, I was telling in the writing, right? There's no comma after this. Comma will come after the first point here. See, comma is after here, after the first statement. Although the Occupational Safety of Health Administration has a standard for workplace exposure to asbestosis, so although they have a standard, yeah, this body, there is debate over. Okay, debate means disagreement. Is it a synonym of disagreement? Yes, debate. Debate is related to disagreement. Is that right, doctor? Yeah. Disagreement, yeah.
Disagreement.
Okay, so what is the disagreement about? That's the question. Okay, so let's see. Debate over what constitutes a safe level of exposure. Okay, so while some believe, so what debate is over what constitutes a safe level of exposure. So level of exposure is, can we say it is related to the degree of contact? Is it similar to that? Degree of contact means how much it is exposed.
Mm.
Did you see the similarity? Degree of contact,
Degree of contact.
level of exposure, is it not the same thing? Is
Yes.
it not the same thing? Yes. Degree means level,
Degree
yeah,
level.
like level 1, level 2, like degree
Like
1, degree 2, degree
mm.
3. Exposure and contact, is it the same thing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so degree
Yes.
of contact, I am going by this word. Now go to this. Where is it gone? Okay, there is debate, disagreement, yes, over safe level of exposure. Exposure is contact. Safe level means degree. Okay. Okay. While some believe asbestos-related disease is a threshold phenomena which requires a certain level of exposure to of disease to occur, others believe there is no safe level of, see again see, certain level, yes, certain level means degree,
Degree.
certain level of exposure. Is it a synonym of degree of contact?
Degree.
Others believe, see, there's a debate. What is a debate?
Degree.
Disagreement. One party thinks something, other people think otherwise.
Mm.
So some people believe it requires a certain level of exposure. Others,
exposure,
there is no safe level. Means even if you have less, it's still,
less amount.
they say, even if it is less, still it is risky. Clear? Even if it is less amount, still it is risky. You see, you you got the idea, right?
Yes, yes.
Which one is the answer? It is not relative safety. It is not relative safety. Okay, both of them are equally one is more harmful. That's fine. But what is he highlighting the disagreement about? Because we are not talking about, we are talking about the debate. Debate is about, is it our impact of type of fibers? No. Result of studies? No. Degree of contact with aspergillus fiber considered harmful. This is the answer. Clear? Are we together in this? Is it clear? Yes, doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, so that was the explanation of the part C. Hope you have you understood. If you have any questions, do leave in the comments. Thank you very much, and yeah, keep practicing. Thank you.